It's time for another Dice Tower review from Gamers Remorse.
Hello and welcome back to Gamers Remorse. Today we're taking a look at Iron Horses, an indie game that's up on the Game Crafter currently.
As in right now.
As in right now. It's about trains and $1 million.
Robot horses.
And robot horses and this guy named Chip.
And his neighbor Dale.
And that kid's gonna get beat up.
By a rescue ranger.
By a rescue... what? Chip and Dale? Alright, so Brian is actually the youngest player, and I believe the youngest player goes first. So, you get to pick one of these lovely railroad lines. Each of them has a special ability denoted there, there, and there.
From my experience playing this game, hijacking is OP. So I'm going to prevent it, because I am from the Northeast. No.
That is fair. I mean, none of them really matter.
Well, that was actually the one I was looking for.
Oh.
Then I will choose the scheduled stuff. I think that happened more often.
We'll now shuffle the cards and deal 4 cards to each player.
4,
5,
6,
4,
1, 2,
4.
4.
Itadakimasu. Alright, so I have 3 actions each turn. I'm going to use my first action to draw.
Do it.
My second action to draw.
Do it.
And my third action is going to be to draw.
I like it.
Go ahead, Eric.
Action number 1.
Ooh.
Draw.
You want to make a wager about what action number 2 is going to be?
It's so stealthy.
2. Oh, looky there.
Are you serious? For those following along at home, Eric just got the most OP card in the game.
Again. Okay, what's action number 3? Oh, was it putting it down? No. That's
no.
Action number 3 is to laugh in our face that he got the Marshall card.
Well, there's that.
Action number 3.
I'm seeing history repeating. Alright, so action 1, I'm drawing. Hey, look, a repair card. Awesome.
Hey,
action
awesome.
2. Alright, I mean, there's
What you
that.
got?
Oh, look, I can fix a broken coupling. So that's
Yeah,
cool.
good for you.
Action 3. Alright, Brian's turn. We do have a hand limit of 8.
Action 1. Can you be out of coal, Mr. Marshall?
No.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, you can. 1,
No, I can't.
2.
Marshall means nothing bad can happen to me ever.
This is God mode.
3.
It is.
1.
What if we were?
Oh, there it goes.
Oh, that was short-lived.
2.
Thanks. Thanks.
3.
Ghost in the graveyard. We should totally play games like that this summer. Be like, board game. Ghost in the graveyard.
Just go to the neighbors. Hey, we want to play Ghost in the Graveyard. Do you have any kids?
Kids. Ghost in the graveyard. 6. Alright, so I'm drawing for 1. Drawing for 2. And then that's actually 8, so I have to do something.
He can run out of coal.
Yeah, but I feel really bad for him.
Don't.
I mean, what? I have a tariff and a broken coupling. What's coal? Come on. Come on.
When it rains, it pours.
Really bad.
When it rains, it pours.
Just do it. Just do it, Sean.
Fine. Alright, that was 3. Your turn.
Alright, first I'm going to refuel.
Okay, good. You actually had the repair
So
card
that's
for that
1.
I'm proud of you. Let's go ahead and put that there. Actually, he has shorter arms. Let's do this. Let's do that.
Thank you.
Right in front of where you're going to put all of your
It's
cards.
gonna be confusing. Put it on the other side, then no one wins. That's good with that.
3.
The game progresses with players taking their 3 action turns, drawing cards, playing transportable goods in front of them, sabotaging the other players, or remedying the sabotages played against them, while watching Eric continually redraw the Marshall card, which seriously cannot be a coincidence. Gameplay continues until one player successfully has $1 million worth of goods in play before them.
My turn?
Yep.
1, 2,
Nice.
Yep.
Thank God.
2, 4, 6,
I was really no threat.
9, 10, 11, 50.
All right, we are going to review Iron Horses now. Let me tell you a little bit about my thoughts on it, and then we'll move on from there. Quality components 0 to 2. I gave it a 1. It was decent. It had a really nice like parchment background. Things were in general easy to read. There's a couple of cards like oil, for instance. It's a little bit rough because they have yellow text on a parchment background, which is a little rough to read. There's a couple of other cards like that that I wasn't sure if I agreed with the method they used there. Let's see, good balance of skill to luck, 0 to 1. I gave it a 0.5 because a lot of the time it was whatever you drew. So that Marshall card was completely OP. It was like, well, I'm invincible except for a couple of small things that I can deal with pretty easily. And Eric got it just about every time. Not
Every
that
time.
Oh, yeah,
Every time.
That's true.
Not just
Every
about.
time. So not that I'm complaining, but clearly luck has a lot more to play with this game than I would have liked to have seen. Analysis paralysis, 0 to 1. I gave it a 1. I didn't struggle that much trying to figure out what to do. It was either, all right, do I play this card or do I not? Okay. I mean, that's the basis of a lot of games, but in this game you were forced to play cards sometimes, so that was nice. Theme, 0 to 2. I gave that a 1 because I do like the train theme, and it added a little bit more to that because you're shipping things, but you didn't have to create the route. Again, it seemed like this game had kind of been created in Pirate Masters as well, which used a pirate theme. So Brian, before this, had mentioned that, you know, really you could stack any theme to this and it would work. So the theme wasn't really baked in, but I gave it a point because it was there. Thrill versus competitive, 0 to 2. I gave it 1. Sometimes I felt competitive, but a lot of times it was just like, okay, I mean, I'm just doing this, but I'm not really in it, if that makes sense. Was it fun? 1 to 2. I gave it a 1. I mean, I'd play it again, but I think there are other games that I would go to if I were going to play a game in this time span. So I gave it 5.5 out of 10. What do you think, Brian?
So I was excited to play a train game because I enjoy train games, but as we were playing, there were certain things that just stuck out to me. So let's just go over those in the rubric. Visuals, 0 to 2. I give that a 1. As Sean mentioned, some of the text was moderately hard to read. It wasn't one of those things to the point where it's, I can't play this game because I can't read it, but it's just, you have to kind of look closely, and based on how you're observing the other players, you can almost guess sometimes what they have in their hand based on how they're looking at their hand. Skill luck, 0 to 1. I give that 0.25. Luck of the draw meets more luck of the draw, followed by a bit more luck of the draw. As Sean had mentioned, the Marshall is overpowered. Granted, if I had it, I'd be like, oh no, it's perfect. Personally, I think they should add a lot more MasterCards, so those keep being maneuvered around. In a 4-player game, once everyone has one, they will never change, because you can only get rid of it by finding a new one. Although I think this is only a 3-player game, so you wouldn't have that problem. But I think, if they had, 7, 8, 9 MasterCards, I could add a lot more variety and a lot more fun. Maybe some MasterCards that you can discard for a benefit. I would love to see them do more with those cards. Pacing, 0 to 2, I give that a 1.25. It seemed fairly well paced, but there's a lot of room for analysis paralysis. Especially if you're trying to debate, okay, well, that guy might have a hijack card, so if I play this, he could take it. If I don't play this, then I can't draw more cards, but I need to draw more cards. I know people who would add way too much analysis paralysis into this game. Theme and immersion, 0 to 2, I give that a 0.5. And before the review started, I was mentioning that I feel this game was not designed per se with a theme in mind, because you could take these mechanics, reword cards, and now we're in a modern business. And we're fighting over the Silicon Valley. You can make it so we're fighting over space. You can make it so that we're pirates. You can make it so that we're digging for gold in California. It's a game that the theme has nothing to do with the mechanics. Mechanics, 0 to 1, I gave that a 0.5. I did enjoy some of the mechanics of the game. The 3 actions I found fantastic. You have 3 actions, you can repeat actions, and they're very simple. You don't have to continually check the rulebook to see what your actions are. I thought that was great. But I would have liked to see maybe some ways to add some mechanics such as prevent a card before it impacts you. So if someone plays a tariff, I would love to say, nope, you don't. Just some form of, to use magic terminology, a counter spell, if you will. Just some way to prevent some of those from being played on you. And was it fun? 0 to 2, I give that a 1. I feel if it was a bit shorter, I wouldn't have minded some of the other things as much. It was a quick game, but if I wanted a quick game, there are other games I would go to first. And if I wanted a train game, there are other games I would go to first. But that being said, I feel this game has potential. And personally, I feel I could house rule it and make it a lot better. But I know a lot of people do not like house rules and would thus just choose not to play it. All in all, I gave it a 4.5. That's not to say it's not an enjoyable game. It's just not a game I would play super often. But Eric, what are your thoughts?
I agree with a lot. One thing I was thinking of was the Marshall card. I mean, I got that every single time in every game we've played. And it's broken, yeah. I mean, we take a look at every other MasterCard out there. It's preventing being out of oil, broken couplings, and scheduled stops. Whereas the Marshall is negates the tariffs and hijacking. So it seemed very broken that it prevents two. One thing I was thinking of was more, we have, like, those setback cards are all you can be dealt, or you can deal with by either remedy cards, or you can pay 100,000. The tariff, you can pay 100,000, but there isn't a remedy card for that. So I was, it was almost like an idea of, instead of having a Marshal immune to both hijacking and tariff, maybe just make it like a mayor card, or whoever's immune to tariffs, and be just like, okay, just strictly tariffs. Because it is one of those things where it can be dealt with and not countered. Also, the wording on some of the cards kind of made it a little confusing for the Master cards, because it says negate, so we played it as if that person was immune to those things, which is, I feel like, more of like a better wording, rather than just it can't be, or it's just negated, where it almost kind of felt like the wording was where you actually use that card for a turn. But overall, it was fun enough to play, but it's definitely not one I'd play over and over again in one sitting, so I'd have to give it about a 5.5.
5.4.
Boom.
All right. If this game interests you, go ahead and check it out at thegamecrafter.com. The game is Iron Horses. All right. Thank you.
Nay.
I still want robotic horses.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find other great shows at Dicetowernetwork.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Cool Stuff Inc., where you can find great games for great prices. Cool stuff in stock. Check them out at CoolStuffInc.com.